coming up in the Garden of Eden tonight.
You are welcome in the Garden of Eden with your marriage anchor this Sunday evening. A beautiful evening right here in the Garden of Eden. It is exciting. I'm ecstatic. I told you guys, every time I think about coming to the Garden of Eden or in the Garden of Eden to have these conversations with you, the teaching, the ministration, whatever we do right here, me and you interacting, of course, I know that it's an interaction, as much as the information or the feedback I get from you might not be live. Yes, I do know that it's an interaction because you're there. Some of you send messages, like right now you're sending messages. Some of you call in. As much as I'm not able to take your calls, the very next day I attend to your messages, I attend to your conversations, and yes, that's why I know it is an interaction. You are there and I am here, and of course doing the marriage anchoring that I so love to do. So tonight in the Garden of Eden, we are going to be discussing the drama that is involved in marriage relationships. The question is it possible to have a drama-free marriage? Is it possible? Is it a reality? Most people tend to shy away from this topic of marriage or this issue of marriage, especially in this day and age, simply because they are like, marriage is so hard. It's too much work. I am not ready. I do not want to go into that commitment whereby I am going to be fighting. Because every couple will tell you, yes, we have our fights, yet we have our differences. So there are people that are saying, the saga kufumbirwa. It is okay if I remain single. It is okay if I do not get married. Why? It is too much work. There's a lot of drama in a marriage relationship, and so people are shying away from that commitment. And maybe to emphasize, a few months ago I had a meeting with a male friend who is still single, an eligible bachelor. He's a great young man. He's loaded. He's of good quality, good educational background, an excellent career. He's someone that I even admire. So we had a meeting and we were discussing. So I was telling him what I do and how I do it and the vision and the what. So while we were talking, I asked him, why haven't you gotten married? You have everything it takes, according to me, that, you know, I should qualify you to get married, at least by this time. And he told me, Prosy, I want to be honest with you. And I'm going to quote what he said. He said that marriage is a killer of love. Apparently, two people can be happy while dating until they say I do, and all hell breaks loose, drama unfolds, and that is so stressful. So he told me, Prosy, marriage is a killer of love. I would rather stay single and unmarried because I do not want to spoil apparently what I have with the lady that I am dating right now. So that's why I'm asking, is it true? Let me start by addressing that. Is it true that marriage is very dramatic? To what extent, and what is that drama about? Can I answer the first question that I asked? Is it true that marriage is very dramatic? I'll say yes. And so is life. All of life is full of drama. Whether you're single, whether you are a child, whether you're a grandmother, a grandpa, an employee, life is very dramatic. So it cannot be separated from a marriage relationship because it is equally a cycle of life. At that, something where two people that are independent, different, you grew up from a different background, you just come together and you're supposed to become one and agree and live life as a whole, as a team. Yes, marriage is very dramatic. To what extent should this drama, you know, be? Okay, so you guys that are saying, me, I don't want to get married because I don't want to spoil what I have. And yes, I disagree with him. Marriage is not a killer of love. Absolutely not. It simply exposes your level of understanding or love. Your level of understanding, the institution of marriage, and also it is a test to see whether you actually know what love is. Number two, it tests the strength of your character or the material that constructed you. Can I repeat that? Marriage is not a killer of love. Instead, marriage is this process that will expose the strength of your character. What grew you and who grew you. That is a statement that we use here in Uganda. The material that constructed you, your educational background, your family background, and yes, who you are as a person is put to the test once you enter the institution of marriage. Just like the materials that make, or the ingredients that make the omelette are the ones that are going to guarantee that it is a good omelette and it tastes nice. But if you put wrong things, if the ingredients that make an omelette, if the salt is too much, the black pepper is too much, the eggs are spoiled, yes, the omelette will not be good. Does that mean an omelette does not taste good or nice? It does, but it is the ingredients that you put into the omelette that will determine the outcome. So it is the people that are into that marriage relationship that will determine whether that marriage is successful or not. So it is, marriage is not a killer of love, okay? Number two, as I'm qualifying the drama that ensues in marriage relationships, I will say that yes, the dating or courtship level is like a road to impress. The dating or courtship level is like a road to impress, filled with scripted expressions, just as a marketer seeking to sell their product. All of you are selling yourselves. You're putting your best foot forward. Why? You have an end game. You have a goal that you want to achieve. So basically what I'm saying is that when people are dating and you're still in courtship, you do not actually know love. Why? Because none of you is living real life. You're quick to apologize. You're pretending to be patient. When you'd have said a nasty word, you'll hold it back. Why? You are on the road to impress. You are selling yourself. Therefore, you put your best foot forward. You can't sleep without texting. You can't. So it is a marriage relationship that actually unveils who you really are. Your character cannot remain hidden in a marriage relationship. That is why someone will claim that marriage is a killer of love. No, it is not. It is simply that now marriage has exposed who you truly are, your character, your weaknesses, your strength. You are naked and unashamed. Why? Because none of you is trying to impress the other. You arrived at your destination, which was a ring on your finger or a committed relationship. And so now you're living together. Normally, all of you are yourselves. That is why there is drama, because even you yourself, you are a very dramatic person. So how do you not expect drama? A little bit of drama in a marriage, a relationship. Therefore, you know, or we can agree that marriage does not kill love. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you points of contention, this whole dramatic scenario, so that you will know how to deal with these dramas. Tonight's episode is particularly on the dramas. Yeah, now that we know that actually marriage is full of drama here and there, what are those dramas? To what extent do you say this is too much, I cannot endure it, I need counseling? Or now that we said that marriage is actually an expose of someone's character, that when you get into a marriage, we are going to know who you truly are. So now that your character is put on the test, how do you handle your character so that you can be able to manage the drama that happens in a marriage relationship? Okay, these are points of contention in a marriage or sources of drama. Number one, like I said, top on the list is your character. Period. That one I put a full stop. And when we talk about your character, what are we talking about? Selfishness, insensitivity, pride, impatience, your short temper, if you're a lazy person, if you're unkind, disrespectful, if you're premature in your judgment, in your reasoning, you reason like a child, emotionally, psychologically, in your what they call IQ is still low, or what they call common sense. Your common sense and IQ is like of a 14 or 15-year-old child. But you're also someone's wife or someone's husband. Now that is prematurity. Then we are looking at entitlement. People who think that life revolves around them now. That is what character is about, or describing or giving examples of some character traits. Yeah. So character is, if you want me to define character, it is a set of values and beliefs, or your way, a set of your values and beliefs that differentiate you from other people. How you see things, how you perceive things, and how you react to things. Okay? That is where what causes the drama is your reaction to things. Do you see that? So it's not marriage as an institution. No, it is about you, the people. You see, this is what I am dealing with, that people are trying to criminalize the marriage, calling the marriage institution dramatic and so unworthy to be engaged in. Do you see that? Or something to shun, or something to fear. You're criminalizing an institution, giving it a bad rap, a bad name, but it is not the institution, it is the people that are within or join the institution. Now, the people that join the institution of marriage are the ones that will determine whether it will be dramatic and to what extent will the drama be. So you people acting the movie of your life are the ones who are dramatic, not the institution. So it's not about the institution, it's about the people. That's why your character, as you know, a character, your character or your behavior, your pattern, your reactions as a character, as someone acting in that movie, will determine the outcome of the marriage, or how far the drama will go. Okay, so your character is something that you need to work on. How do you work on your character? Basically by complementing one another. Do you see that? So as two people acting in your marriage movie, you're the one writing the script, you're the one dictating what emotions, what actions to put into your script, to put into your movie. So you have to work on your level of tolerance. You see that? So that if someone is impatient, you're able to wait on them. Do not be the opposite and all of you clash, because when you clash, drama will happen. Do you see that? So complement one another. If someone is very lazy, be the person that will wake them up and help them to go jogging in the morning. If you're not lazy, you're trying to lose weight so that someone can be able to do 160 180 degrees and do a sprint and give you an outstanding performance, or perhaps lose weight. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to come and be, judging them every single day? Lwaki toyagala genda mu jimu nasasula subscription, lwaki togendeza weight yo, laba olubuto, lwaki olya nnyo naye kakati. No. You do not come and start judging the person, yet you know they are naturally lazy and you have discovered that they have that weakness. So what you do, you're like, babe, we are going to the gym today. I would like to accompany you to the gym. Do you see that? So you wake up and you go to the gym together. Why? Because you know that my partner has a weakness. She's lazy, she doesn't like to work out. If it is the food, you're like, but honey, can we reduce on the portion of food that we eat? Can we not eat this kind of food? Can we stay away from junk? Can we not do the pork? Can we put away the processed drinks? Can we do fresh juice? Can we not do bread and eggs? Then you support, you become a part of the solution, not just a dictator that is, commanding her and chastising her when she doesn't do what is expected of her. So that is how you complement each other's character weakness, so that you don't have to make drama, katemba drama or fight. When you see drama, we are talking about arguments, counter, accusations. We are talking about comebacks. You do me, I do you, that kind of situation. And before you know it, you're in silent treatment. I don't know how dramatic that is. You're banging doors, nonverbal communication or nonverbal acting, banging doors and what. That is also drama in its way. Okay. Number 2. The other area where contention or drama is going to arise is the difference or the divergence in your belief system as a couple. Scripture says in the book of Amos that how can two walk together unless they be agreed or be in agreement? Now, you guys, I just want to paint a picture. You see, some of you don't even know why there is drama. These things are happening and you don't even know what to do. So that's the reason why I'm highlighting a point of contention and giving you a solution for it, so that you avoid the drama or you regulate the level to which the matter will escalate. We don't want you to give the marriage institution a bad rap. So let's work on you, the people that are in the institution, so that we exonerate the institution, because it is good. Marriage is beautiful to people who know how to handle their character, to people who are postured well. Okay, that is why I am working on you tonight. So we are talking about your belief system. You believe a certain way, that life should happen like this, and then your partner believes that life should happen the opposite of what you're believing. A wife believes that money, when you receive money, you should remove a tithe, chimucha kumi, a tithe of that money, of your wholesome, of your gross or net gross or net salary at the end of the month, and you get a tithe of your monthly net, and you give it to God. And then the husband believes, no, where is that written? I don't believe in that. Now we had planned for this money, so you've given it away. Or for example, you believe as a husband or as a wife that you should sow a seed. There's something they call sowing a seed, or giving towards a certain cause, in a certain church, in a certain ministry. Let's say you earn 5 million shillings and you feel led of the Spirit, or you believe in sowing seed when you want certain things shifted in your life, and you feel you need to give 2 million shillings as seed to a certain man of God, because this man, as much as you're giving it to God, it's really the men of God that represent God that receive this money and enjoy it, use it to do whatever it is that they want to do. So your partner is against sowing seed. So you tell me, if you do not come to an agreement, if you're people that do not believe in the same thing, you are going to collide. So a divergence in your belief system is that area where you're always going to be in drama, in fighting mode, if you don't align it perfectly. That's why Scripture says that how can the two walk together unless they be agreed? You must agree in faith. Do you see that? Not just both of you answering to Christianity and believing in the Lord. No, it is very important that your perspective about faith is the same, because that is what is going to inspire the decisions that you make. And remember, every decision that you make is going to affect your partner directly or indirectly. Now that one is very clear. Okay, the other area that is going to cause drama or point of contention is going to be how you are brought up, or what I call your upbringing. Where did you grow from, and who grew you? Yes, that is a statement we use, and I love to use the way it is. It might not be grammatically correct, but it makes sense. Yes, where did you grow up and who grew you? In other words, what are those things that shaped your upbringing, that shaped your values, that shaped the person that you are? There are people who believe for us. Someone will come into the marriage and they are telling you, for us in our home, we eat 5 or 4 meals a day. We do breakfast, we do lunch, we do evening tea, we do dinner. So you come to a house where a husband says, no, the main meals of the day are lunch and dinner. And so you are given money, or he's telling you, why are you wasting money, wasting resources, just to do 2 meals a day? Something as simple as that can be a point of contention, and you're always fighting about these many meals. I remember there is a couple that I watched their interview on a YouTube channel, and he said that milk almost caused a breakage of their marriage or relationship. Like, it was so dramatic, it was a point of contention, that just the presence or the lack of milk, just one day, when this lady was not able to avail the milk that this man is used to taking when he returns from work, it became a point of contention, the extent that they fought about it. Why is there no milk in this house today? Why I am used to taking every time I come back home, I come back home to evening tea, it has to be milk, not black tea, African tea. Do you see that? So because the lady, and then the lady also gave her example and said, no, where I grew up, do you see that? Where I grew up, my father used to buy all the milk. He would bring all the milk at home. So as a man, I expected you to know that if you've not brought the milk, you cannot ask me to prepare the milk because you did not bring it. Besides, my father always brought the milk. So she expected the husband to always bring in the milk. And that became a point of contention. Now, that is one simple, light example that our backgrounds shape how we live, how we behave, how we are going to treat people. So it is important now. How do you avoid drama that is arising from our upbringing or background? I have told you before, my people here in the Garden of Eden, when you get married to somebody, when you start your journey, the very first assignment that you should do is getting onto the journey of personal discovery, of yourself and partner discovery. Because it's not until you get married that you actually get to know who you truly are. There are things that you'll never know that you're capable of until you get into a marriage. And you're like, oh my goodness, I did not know that I have this in me. I did not know that I'm capable of fighting, of abusing, of being selfish. Most of us think are okay, we are covered until you get married. And then all your nudity is exposed. All your skeletons that have been hiding in the closet come out, and even you can't believe the things that you do or say. Why? Because emotions are involved. You have expectations that you did not have before when you were single. So marriage puts you on the test, pushes you beyond your limits, that the worst of you, the ugliest parts of you will come out, whether you like it or not. That is why it is important that once you get married, don't just study your partner. Some of you have been taught, no, study your partner, watch them. No, start by watching yourself, because that's when your true self is brought to light. So watch yourself, how you react. That day when your partner did not do what you expected them to do, how did you react? Now that's who you truly are. These things of pretending, oh, I am patient, I am kind, I am selfless, I can do anything for a man, until he hurts you or he disappoints you and you're angry and you feel like punching them. Some of you get violent and you didn't even know that violence was in you all along. Some of you start withholding things, you start hiding things from your partner. Some of you, you can't take it anymore. You're so frustrated that you start, backbiting your partner, your spouse. You're calling your friends, you're telling people everything, yet before you are always a reserved person. But suddenly everybody knows what is happening in your household. Why? Because you're thinking you're seeking help or seeking counsel. So until you get married, you will never fully comprehend who you truly are. That is why it is important, get on a journey of discovering. Pay attention to your behavior pattern first as yourself. Then as you're doing that, also pay attention to your partner's behavior patterns. Their reactions, their do's, their don'ts. Why are you doing that? So that you can know how to avoid dramas. You see, if you do not take time to understand who you are, you're going to abuse one another. You're going to hurt one another. You say the wrong things. You touch triggers you're not supposed to touch. You become impatient. Basically, your marriage is going to become a battlefield. And of course, that is what we are trying to avoid by telling you these areas of contention and now giving you the solution so that you avoid the drama, thereby not giving the marriage institution a bad rap that it is a killer of love. And then you get to understand that actually it is the people in the institution that have a fault, that have a problem. But if they can improve the quality of who they are, then the marriage institution, their marriage at large, is equally going to improve. Okay. The other point of contention can be the new structures, the structures and systems. You know, when you get married, both of you are supposed to adapt and adopt. You adapt to the new structures and systems of this new institutional home that you have joined. For example, if you're a wife, you have left your father and mother, and now you have come and joined this man. Let's say maybe you're of a different tribe. Here, they do things differently. This is not your single, your kazigo, your single room or your independent house where you've been exercising independence, doing what you want to do, wearing what you want to wear, you know, 24/7. When you enter your house, you throw things where you want to throw them and nobody's questioning. In this new home, there are rules and regulations. So you have to adopt. You have to adapt to the new rules and regulations. And you adjust your setting, you adjust your mindset, and you're like, hey, shake yourself. I am no longer living in my single room as a single independent woman who enters my house whenever I want. Right here, before I go anywhere, I have to talk to this person and inform them or even ask for permission. Some of you are not willing to ask for permission. You want to do as you please under someone's roof. Or even the men, you don't want to, because as a man you're living in your space, you're running the show. But now you have a partner. Someone you're living, they are worried. Someone cannot sleep, they are waiting for you to return. And you're like, ndi musajja. Enyumba yange, wenjagala wenfulumira, wenjagala wenkomerawo. Someone is seated waiting. She's calling and you're like, katono bananga, yagala chiruachi ankubira. Ngenda kuddayo eka nze tontawanya. Eno nyumba yange. No. You have to adapt, adjust to accountability, and know that if I am going to stay away late, I have to inform my wife at home that, hey babe, I'll be coming in late tonight, I'm hanging with the boys, so that she's not worried. If someone sits and waits for you until 1 a.m. and they are calling and you're not picking, when you come, expect drama. The first question will be of our, where have you been? Why have you not been picking my calls? How many missed calls do you have of mine? And why are you cheating on me? So by the time you return home, they have been imagining and assuming possible solutions or possible imaginations of where you could be and what could have happened to you. Did he get a flat tire? Did he get killed? Did he get kidnapped? So you have taken through or exposed your partner to so much pressure, stress and anxiety because you did not pick your call or inform them that you were going to be late. Why wouldn't there be drama? Why wouldn't you fight? Because if you want to be, why would you do this to me? Why didn't you? So you guys, if you want to avoid drama, know that when you come together as husband and wife, there are new rules, there are new structures that are supposed to be governing terms and conditions, this relationship or this marriage. Please abide by these new rules and regulations so that you avoid fights. You imagine how easy or how simple is it for someone to say, hey babe, I'm gonna be late tonight. Or maybe when you're leaving, you don't just dress up and let's say someone is in the bathroom or in the kitchen and they're not seeing you. You go in the room, you dress up and you are a lady and you drive off. And you go because a friend said, hey guys, hey girlies, we are hanging out tonight, and you just dress up and drive out and go. And then your husband comes and is like, hey, maybe he's asking the domestic helper. They come home and the door is locked, yet they expect you to be home. And you've not communicated, and you go and hang with the girls because you're used to doing that. You are used to doing that in your own house. So he calls, and perhaps you text and you say, hey, I'm out with the girls, I'll be coming back later. But what goes through this man's mind is like, oh, so now this lady has the audacity to walk out of my house without telling me or asking for my permission. She can just dress up and go and come in as she pleases. You see that? So when you come back, drama. So adjust, adapt to the new rules and regulations of the marriage institution or the household where you have been married. And even you as a husband, don't say this is my house, I'll do as I please. No, you have to be accountable to the partner that is waiting on you because she's now a part of your life, okay? The other area where there can be contention or drama is failed expectations. When someone came with a shopping list, someone came into the marriage expecting the man to sweep them off their feet, to be kissing them goodbye, and good morning, to be making love to them every night. They came expecting that you are going to last 2 hours in the bed. They came expecting some very good food. Let's just talk about very nice home cooked food. Emmere. Omusajja yakuwasa ng'amanyi nti bannange bwe naawasa ngenda kuva ku kikomando, ngenda wa boda enamba ye andeetera emmere, enamba ye wa boda egenda kubula, ngenda gibuza. I have been spending a lot of money by eating in restaurants, eating unhealthy food. Omusajja n'akeera ku kikomando n'alya omugaato gwa dry ogwa fridge, emmere agula emmere n'apakira mu fridge week namba aliko eyo. So n'amanya nti bwe naaba maze okuwasa omukyala sigenda kulya mmere, sigenda kuddamu kulya mmere emaze mu fridge week namba, n'olya omuceeri n'ogubugumya nga fridge ejjudde emmere endala neyonoonekera amasannyalaze ne gagenda n'ogisuula. N'amanya nti ngenda kulya fresh food, good food. And then you get a woman who doesn't know how to cook, who doesn't even care to supervise the maid that is doing the cooking. And so you ask yourself, why did I get married? Something as small as that can cause a man to ask themselves, why did I get married? Why? Because their expectation, or one of the reasons as to why they got married, was to ensure that he gets good, healthy meals. So he was looking forward to expecting fresh meals every single day. So you're busting his bubble by not meeting his expectation. Guess what? Drama is going to happen, whether you like it or not. There's going to be drama about that. There's no way you will not fight, especially if you do not put in an effort. So how do we manage expectations now? This is where I give you the solution. You guys, I am currently handling a couple and taking them through a period of some months of premarital counseling. And the first assignment that I gave them, or the first assignment that I give any couple that I take through premarital counseling, is to ask you to write your expectations of each other. And I tell you, Fred, I'm like, write, even if they are 20 or 30, I want you to write everything that you'd want your husband to do for you. And also the wife does the same. So I get those lists and I keep them. And then we go through the process of teaching and learning. And after some months, we go back and I pull out those lists. And I'm like, okay, now that we have studied, now that you're informed, can you now write your expectations from each other from a place or a position of information? Now that you know what marriage is about, now that you know what a woman wants, now that you know what a man wants from a relationship or needs from a relationship or marriage, can you now write or rewrite your expectations? And then they write down. So I pull out the old list and we compare with the new list. Most people do not want to look at those lists. They are like, oh my goodness, the days of ignorance we will not count or recall. They're like, marriage anchor, those are days of, they look at the first list and say, these are days of ignorance. Please throw this away. We don't want it. But guess what? How many of us get the opportunity to go through that kind of exercise before we get into marriage? Most of us walk in blindly with our fake unrealistic expectations of each other, and guess what? Almost every single thing on that list is going to be frustrated. That is why you fight. That is why there is drama. Because you're expecting this person to take you to the moon and back to earth, and they have never been to the moon. So how do you expect somebody to take you where they have not been? You're asking the impossible, expecting the impossible of this man. By'oyagala tasobola bikola. Just because you watched it in a movie, or you heard your sister or your friend say, my husband does this for me, so you add it on your list of expectations from a husband or from a wife. But you don't know who you married and what they are capable of. So number one, if you want to avoid drama that arise out of unrealistic expectations, is to know who you married and what they are capable of. Let me take you to the area of intercourse or sex. Some of you, you know that you married a virgin, this person had not had several sexual encounters. Therefore, they do not know the things that you know. And for you had had multiple sexual partners, over 10, 15, and you have amassed great experience. We thank God that you have that experience. But the person you have cannot be like the people you met before. Why? Her level of exposure is still, in the area of sex, is still minimum. So you cannot expect that. You see that why you have to adjust your expectations of this lady. You can't expect her to be like the other people. Why? Because she is not the other lady or the other gentleman that you met. Do you see what I mean? So it is important that when you get into a marriage relationship, if you want to manage expectations, start by understanding who you married and what they are capable of, so that you revisit and edit your expectations list. Then number 2 is to ask the person to share with you their list. Write yours, let them write theirs, the adjusted one, because you know, talk about these things. So when you give your wife what you expect from her, she will look at it and be like, okay, this I can do, this I will do, this I will do, this I will do. Then also the husband, the wife will give the husband, and you as the husband, you check her list and say, okay, this is what you expect from me. Okay, this one I'll work towards this, I'll do this, I'll do this. And then you, both of you, look at those lists and see what is unrealistic. And you be open, because you're already there. You're married. You're not going to divorce because someone is not meeting a certain need. Yeah, unless it is sex. That one, if there is no sex in the marriage, like for a year or two, because there's no marriage without sex. That one goes without a saying. If you're in a marriage relationship where there is no sex, like nothing, 1 year, 2 years, for you, you have no marriage. You're not married. Even the court of Uganda doesn't recognize such a marriage where there is no consummation. Your conjugal rights are not being made. Even the Lord, that's not a marriage. Period. Let's not argue. Yeah. Those of you, you've not had sex with your partner for 4 or 5 years and you haven't had sex, you divorced long time ago because you're not becoming one flesh. So you're no longer married. Forget the ring and the certificate. That I have said, and I'll say it that easily. Doesn't matter whether you have the ring, whether you have a marriage certificate, you're still calling your name Mrs. So-and-so. If you're not having sex in that marriage relationship, you have no marriage. If it has been a period of many years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you are no longer married, my dear sister, my dear brother. You are simply single, because sex is the marriage. Without a marriage being consummated, even the government of Uganda will not recognize it. There's no government that will recognize a marriage where there is no sex or consummation of the marriage. So you can simply walk away if you want. Just walk away, or if you stay there, just stay there for the sake maybe of raising your children or whatever reason. But yes, you have no marriage. People. You're like, Marijanka, what are you doing? Nze ndi mufumbo. It is okay, you stay if you believe that you are still married. I think I have given enough examples of how to deal with failed expectations. Yeah, work on those lists, adjust them accordingly, see what you can do, and work towards it. Together as a team, support your wife to work on meeting your list. Wife, support your husband towards meeting your list, so that you avoid the drama, because that is the bottom line. Okay, at this point, allow me take a sip on my cup of water. I'll be back in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere, because I have just started.